The next value is a very influential attribute inside of FumeFX, which is the burn rate. The burn rate essentially does two things. It will make the flames burn quicker or slower, and essentially what that is that the burn rate, if it's higher, it means that the fuel will burn quicker because it's all based on fuel. Okay, whereas at the same time, expansion is how quickly the fuel will expand, based on how quickly it's burning. So if we lower the burn rate, okay, if we lower it, then the expansion will not be as strong because the fuel doesn't burn as quick, it doesn't become as explosive. So essentially keep this in mind, that if you lower the burn rate, it will burn fuel slower. So your fire will last longer, your flames will last longer before the fuel is entirely burned up. As we saw before, we had the fuel and we could actually physically see it. So we could see that it would burn away. By lowering the burn rate, that fuel will remain around much longer, and therefore it won't explode as much. So if we are to lower the burn rate, then we need to raise the expansion to get the same result. So our flames will essentially last longer, but they will be less explosive. So for instance, the default value is 30. If I run my simulation, I'm just using my flame burst file again. What's going to happen is we have this quick pocket of particles that shoot up and they'll burn. So by default, the fire burns and it'll burn the fuel so quickly that there's no more fuel to burn, so there's no more fire around. So as we can see, that literally just blows up. Again, real time off. Alright, so if I lower my burn rate to 1 instead of 30, it's going to take 30 times as long, essentially, to burn. Which means that the flames will last a lot longer because there's more fuel to burn off of. At the same time, it's not as explosive because the fuel doesn't burn as quick. So therefore, the expansion, it won't expand as much, and so forth. So this fire is lasting a lot longer. By now it should have gone out 2 or 3 times already, but the fire is still around. So this is how essentially we will control how long we want our flames to be. But also keep in mind, if you want it to be an explosion or something like that, then you'll want to play with your expansion and other values too. But usually the burn rate is one of the key things I'll control to get the length and feel of the flames that I'm working with. So as we can see, even at frame 60, before it was going out around frame 15, it's still around. It's almost gone, but it's taking a lot longer to burn. So this is really nice because we get a really nice kind of flame burning and dissipating. Whereas if I adjust my expansion to kind of compensate for that, it's going to take a lot more to really make it explosive because it's burning at such a lower rate. So just keep this in mind, that essentially the lower your burn rate, the less explosive it'll be, but it'll also last longer. So kind of find a good value for that and play with it. Usually I'll try anywhere between 25 to 10 depending on what I'm doing. Sometimes I go lower, sometimes I go higher, but it's definitely something that is very influential over the look of your simulation. And lastly, your burn rate variation by default is 0.1, but you can set it to 1 as a cap, so it's 0 to 1, and essentially that's kind of randomizes or varies all the fuels, so that way some will burn quicker, some will burn less.